Overthinking is one of the most subtle and dangerous traps of the human mind, because the person caught in it rarely realizes that they are trapped at all. They believe they are thinking, analyzing, understanding life more deeply than others, but in reality, they are simply circling within the same patterns, repeating the same thoughts again and again, exhausting themselves without moving even a single step forward. The mind creates an illusion of progress, but it is only movement without direction, noise without meaning. If you sit silently and observe your own mind, you will notice something very strange. Thoughts are not under your control. They come and go on their own, like clouds passing in the sky, yet you have been conditioned to believe that you are the thinker, that you are the one producing these thoughts. This is the first illusion. The moment you identify yourself as the thinker, you become entangled in every thought that arises. A single negative thought appears, and instead of simply witnessing it, you start building stories around it. One thought leads to another, and before you realize it, you are lost in a chain reaction, a loop that feeds on itself. This is what overthinking truly is, not thinking deeply, but thinking compulsively. The mind lives either in the past or in the future. It cannot exist in the present moment. When you think about the past, you are reliving memories that are already gone, and when you think about the future, you are imagining scenarios that may never happen. In both cases, you are disconnected from reality. The present moment, which is the only place where life truly exists, is completely missed. Overthinking is nothing but an escape from the present. It gives you a false sense of control, as if by thinking more, you can solve everything, predict everything, avoid pain, and guarantee happiness. But the truth is, the more you think, the more confused you become. The mind multiplies problems because it thrives on complexity. It does not want solutions, it wants engagement. It wants you to keep thinking, because that is how it maintains its dominance over you. Have you ever noticed how a small issue becomes a huge burden simply because you keep thinking about it? A simple conversation, a small mistake, a minor fear, the mind takes it, magnifies it, and repeats it until it feels overwhelming. This is not reality, this is mental projection. The mind is like a magnifying glass that enlarges everything it focuses on. If you feed it fear, it will create anxiety. If you feed it doubt, it will create insecurity. And the more you engage with these thoughts, the stronger they become. Over time, you begin to believe that this chaos is your natural state, that this noise is who you are. But this is the greatest misunderstanding. You are not your thoughts. Thoughts are just events happening within you, not your identity. The real transformation begins the moment you start observing your thoughts instead of identifying with them. This is what Osho emphasizes again and again: awareness. Not control, not suppression, but simple observation. When you try to control the mind, you create conflict. When you try to suppress thoughts, they become stronger. But when you observe them without judgment, without involvement, something miraculous begins to happen. The distance between you and your thoughts increases. You start seeing that thoughts come and go, but you remain. You are the watcher, the witness, the silent presence behind all mental activity. At first, this may feel difficult because you are so deeply conditioned to react to every thought. But with practice, you will notice small gaps between thoughts. These gaps are moments of silence, moments of peace. And in those moments, you experience something that the mind can never give you: clarity. The more you rest in this awareness, the less power your thoughts have over you. Overthinking starts dissolving, not because you forced it to stop, but because you stopped feeding it with your attention. The problem is not thinking itself. Thinking is a useful tool when used consciously. The problem is unconscious thinking, when thinking becomes automatic, repetitive, and uncontrollable. It is like a machine that has been left running without purpose. Most people live their entire lives in this state, constantly thinking, constantly worrying, constantly projecting, and yet never truly living. They miss the beauty of the present moment because they are always somewhere else in their minds. There is a deep fear behind overthinking, the fear of silence. Silence feels uncomfortable because it exposes you to yourself. When the mind stops, there is nothing to distract you, nothing to escape into. But this silence is not empty. It is full of life, full of awareness, full of truth. It is only in silence that you can truly understand yourself, not through endless thinking. Thinking creates noise, but silence reveals clarity. If you want to go beyond overthinking, you must learn to be present. Presence is not something you achieve, it is something you remember. It is your natural state. Watch your breath, feel your body, listen to the sounds around you without labeling them. These simple acts bring you back to the present moment. And in the present, the mind loses its grip. Thoughts may still arise, but they no longer control you. You see them, you acknowledge them, and you let them pass. The ultimate realization is this: you are not the mind. The mind is just a tool, and like any tool, it should be used when needed and put aside when not. But most people have become servants of their own minds. They cannot stop thinking even when they want to. This is slavery. Freedom begins when you reclaim your awareness, when you step out of the constant stream of thoughts and realize that you are the one who is aware of them. Overthinking disappears not through effort, but through understanding. The more you understand the nature of the mind, the less you get caught in it. You start seeing its patterns, its tricks, its illusions. And once you see clearly, you are no longer trapped. The mind may still produce thoughts, but they are like background noise, no longer disturbing your inner peace. In the end, the question is not how to stop thinking, but how to stop being identified with thinking. The moment you create this separation, everything changes. Life becomes lighter, simpler, more peaceful. You begin to experience reality as it is, not as the mind interprets it. And in that experience, you find something that overthinking can never give you: true freedom. Because freedom is not the absence of thoughts, but the absence of attachment to thoughts. And when you reach that state, you realize that the silence you were avoiding was actually your greatest strength, your deepest truth, and your real home. And now, before you go back into the noise of the world, just pause for a moment and ask yourself, are you truly living your life, or are you simply thinking about it? If this video made you aware, even for a few seconds, don't ignore that awareness, because that is where your real transformation begins. And if you want to understand your mind, to go deeper into yourself and to slowly break free from overthinking? Then subscribe to this channel Ocean of Awareness. Because here, we don't just talk about life, we help you experience it. And if you truly felt something today, don't keep it to yourself, follow and share this with someone who is still trapped inside their thoughts. Because sometimes, one small awareness can change an entire life.